The East African Plains, a region of vast expanses and rich diversity. Every year, millions of wildebeest, zebra, gazelle, and eland travel through its grasslands on what is known as the Great Migration. Those following along the journey never know exactly where and when the herds will move on their search for greener pasture.
It looks like it's complete chaos. It looks like there's no structure. You sometimes have no logic at all. And if you're a scientist or a researcher, those type of things drive you completely crazy on a day-to-day basis.
Along the Mara River, Carel has spotted some movement. Zebra are congregating, a sign that they may be preparing to cross the river. And that has attracted lots of attention. Brendan Allen hopes to capture a photographer's dream, the river crossing.
It's a waiting game. It's an absolute waiting game. Sometimes you can get here and you'll be here for 10 minutes in the park and you'll get a crossing. Other times you get here, you can sit for 3 days at a crossing and you won't see it.
Before wildebeest cross a flooded Mara River, you hear verbalization, there's a build-up, and all of a sudden there's a release of this energy. Once that first wildebeest makes the jump crossing the Mara River.
With a high jump to elude any possible waiting crocodiles, wildebeest take the plunge.
The shot that I took was actually coming out of the water, up the embankment, and just seeing all the fear and just the rush of energy going through the animals was the most incredible sighting of my life.
Some will not make it.
Survival of numbers that 1 or 2 of these wildebeest might get taken by crocodile, but it's a small sacrifice for everyone to be able to cross the river and make it across to greener pastures so that the cycle can continue.
Across the world, large-scale migrations such as these used to be common. But over the last 200 years, many migrations, such as the American bison and the Central Asian antelope, have collapsed due to habitat loss, development, and overhunting. East Africa's Serengeti Mara now hosts the world's largest remaining mammal migration in the world. And unlike lions, which are confined to their territory, the wildebeest can go wherever they wish in search of food. And that often includes someone's backyard. Looking over the wide expanse of Kenya's Masai Mara, the Manyatta, called Ngarere, lies in the heart of this wildebeest superhighway and right outside of the protected Mara Conservancy.
During the migration, when the wildebeest came to our Masai Mara, they also come closer to the villages. So when they come closer to the villages, they came at night all the way. They're just making a lot of noising. So they disturb the animals also.
Maasai herder John Saruni is blessed by his father, the chief, before he ventures out with the cattle in search of grazing.
We prayed for our cow to not getting sick and to not any other epidemic disease, to pray for the God to give us rain the other side of where the cow moves.
Here, it's pastoral country, where cows are a source of food and wealth. The appearance of wildebeest herds can mean competition for grass and water, and the arrival of disease. Carrying a spear for protection, a calabash for drinking, and a cowhide for sleeping, he ventures out with his herds. He can be gone for weeks at a time. Nearby, Mara Conservancy rangers patrol the park borders. Many of them grew up protecting cattle in Maasai communities around the conservancy. Now they work to protect the wildlife inside as well.
I grew up in the adjacent community, and the community is bordering the reserve. I wanted to become a warden or wildlife manager in order for me to protect this and sustain this heritage called Masai Mara.
Today, veterinary support is better in communities. A network of conservancies around the park ensure increased management of rangeland and wildlife dispersal areas. The Masai Mara Park management works so that wildebeest largely stay inside the protected areas, feasting on rich grass there. Years ago, Maasai herders would take the cattle away during the migration, keeping them far from wildebeest, who could carry disease. Now the herders stay closer to home during the migration, greeting more welcomed visitors.
The tourism, they visit the Masai Mara, and also they come and visit the Maasai people.
The revenue that the visitors are paying through this wildlife is really benefiting this community in one way or another. The revenue that we get, we collect from the Mara Triangle. Total revenue that we collect, 19% goes to the community. So that is one way that people are benefiting.
This village has committed to keeping their land free of large fences which could trap the herds. And the wildebeest are free to continue on their journey.